Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Pseudos Crochet and More. This is your host Crystal. Today I am going to go over the Crochet Nation newspaper. Now this is the second issue. I did not get in on the first one. I thought I had, but then to come find out that the deadline was like the day before I signed up for it. So I will try to see if I can go back and get that first issue, but for now I'm starting with issue 2. Alright, so it is a nice little thing to get. This is the full front cover. Let me cover my address there. Color Pop Mittens crochet pattern. It tells you, I think, what page that's on. Yeah, page 15. There's a little thing about how to crochet a sweater that fits. I might have to look at that. There's a home and living section, wearables, amigurumi, and stitch break. They got it broken down on what pages they're on the front, which is nice. Now I do want to mention that Glenda from Creative Grandma is actually featured in this one, if you have not already seen it from her. So you open it up, and there's a Crochet Nation, a letter from the editor, leather wrist ruler, which I think those are kind of cool, but also kind of expensive. I've seen them at some of the local yarn shops that I visited in Virginia and Pennsylvania. Mostly those were the two places that I've gone to so far. And I do apologize if you hear any barking in the background. It's my daughter's been in and out all day today because it's such a beautiful day out there. There's pins on here, books that they recommend, tools and things that they recommend, a show that they recommend, podcast recommendation. So it's really nice that they give that all up here on the front. And I will show that to you here, because there's nothing that you can't, like no patterns are here. It's just little bits of information that you can check out. So yeah, these things are really nice because you can wear it as a belt and like, oh, I need to measure something. There we go. The book that the book series that they recommend is the His Dark Materials by Philip Pullman. If you're looking for an immersive adventure that sparks imagination, this trilogy is a must-read. I might check that out and see if Audible has it. I might. We'll see. And then on the next page is some timeless stitches. There's some patterns on here. It's not the whole pattern, but it gives you the what it is, and I don't know if you can do if you can just search it online, scan the QR code here with your phone. Okay, so they do give you an option. I'm going to cover this up here the best I can. Oh, wait a minute, hold on, let me get my other hand here. Yeah, my other hand's not going to be able to cover this up very much, but I'll show you the top part. See, there's different patterns here. There's a QR code at the very bottom that you can scan to get them. But you have to be part of the magazine, so I'm going to cover that up so you cannot do that. Now some of these I think I know where they're from, but not all of them. Like that striped crochet baby blanket, that looks like something from Yarnspiration, but I could be wrong. Get Me Not Baby blanket, that's pretty cool. For like a girl or even a boy, you never know these days. 2-hour slippers. And I'll see, the hard thing for me is if I did make slippers, I'd have to make them big enough for a size like 14 to 15. My husband's got big feet, so, but that's cool. Alright, let's go on to the next page. I'm going to go ahead and open that back up there. So this is a nice little thing to look forward to every month. There's more. Okay, so the next page I'm not going to show it, but they have a baby blanket. It's called Baby Bumps Crochet Blanket Pattern, which I need to look into making another baby blanket for my niece. She's expecting in September. Fringe clutch, winter slipper boots. Oh, that's kind of a big. I might look at this the baby bumps crochet blanket pattern. Looks like they use. Okay, it's not that hard of a pattern. That looks like an easy. Yeah, it's a beginner pattern. So they do mark on here if it's beginner or intermediate or anything like that. There's a shawl in here. That's really cute. Okay, my mother-in-law asked me for a shawl or something like that for when it gets winter time because she doesn't like having sleeves that are too long because they're constrictive on her. Not much wiggle room, so I'm looking to see if I can find something to make her for the winter. Let's see. There's a maze. You start with your yarn and you try to find the hook, which I think I found that already. There's some coupons in here with people that they're collaborating with. There's a beanie, a crochet word search. Let me show that to you. I'll just have to be very careful not to show the top part because it is a pattern. Go ahead. So there's a nice little crossword word search puzzle. There is a crosswords thing too, but I think it's on the back of the thing. Alright. There's upcoming events. Crochet Donation Challenge 2025. And there's a link that you can check out to see what's available, I guess, in your area. And there are patterns provided, which is nice. Months of the year, blanket cal. Okay. That one's from the UK. Crochet closet boot camp. Okay. That's cool that they give you some other things in here, not just. Let me get back to the front page. I'm trying to be very careful, like I said, of what I'm showing you. The mittens that were on the front. There's some history, which is really nice. Let's see. I'm probably going to pronounce it wrong, but the legacy of wool and weaving in the Semi culture. Sumai. The A has a weird mark above it, so. But that's really cool. There's wearables. I don't think anybody really knows how far back crochet goes because I found several different things of where it all started, and everybody has their own version of it. It's like who has the best deep dish or pizza or something like that. Where was it started in the U.S. type of thing. Okay, and then they have the Tangled in Stitches Crochet Word Scramble. Now this makes me think of the World's Word Scramble that was in the Plain Dealer, which was a newspaper printed in Cleveland, Ohio, where you would unjumble the letters, and then you would take the ones that were in a bubble and spell out the rest. There was a clue for it, and you had to figure out that clue as well. So that's cool that they did that. I haven't really had a time to look at this because I've been doing other things at home. So there's a little bunny, a little amigurumi bunny. Tells you what yarn that they use, but if you go to yarnsub.com, you can type in the yarn and see the comparable yarn that you could get locally if you cannot get the yarn that was actually used in the pattern. I have looked into that quite a few times. And then there's the horoscope. Let's see. Mine's probably not going to be in here because it's Oh, here it is. I'm the overachiever. You treat crochet like a mission. You set ambitious goals. A king-size blanket? Sure. Finish everything you start and plan your projects with military precision. Perfectly structured cable sweater. That's my best project. Nope. Haven't even tried making cabled sweaters. Biggest struggle allowing yourself to crochet just for fun. Yep. Yep. This month's focus, take a break, make a small fun project. I'm kind of doing that. But that's cool that they've got a horoscope type of thing in here related to crochet. That's cool. A little comic. Now see, I don't know if this is, because I know that there's like a story that started in issue 1, but I don't know if this is part of that. There's 2 different comic strips in here. Hooked Misadventures in Crochet Nation presents the 5 stages of frogging. I just did that the other day. Therapeutic, actually. Not so therapeutic after I realized that I tangled it all up though. Let's see. And there's a Dear Grandma Angie, like Dear Abby, only this is for yarn. Let's see. The Crochet Chronicle, The Legacy of Crochet Magazine, and the Power of Print. Before YouTube, there were crochet magazines. That is very true. Nowadays, you really can't find them because I think so many people do stuff online nowadays that it's kind of hard to find them. And then here's Creative Grandma, Glenda Winkleman's story. So that's really cool to read about, and how she started and how she went from it being a hobby to being a designer. She talks about that on her channel as well. If you have not checked out Creative Grandma, it would be a good idea to do so. Her and her grandson Cody do lives on Tuesdays. Now they do also have an installment for like a crochet along type of thing. Now I did miss the first one, so I would have to, let's see, I would have to snag a back copy for the first installment. So I'll have to wait till they do the next one to start, something like that. And then there's the story that they're going through, which is kind of cool. I mean, I can kind of tell what they're doing with this crochet along, but I don't have the first one, so it's okay. All right, and then there's the Great Crochet Catastrophe, and you line it up with, I think it's weird. Here, I'll show it to you because it doesn't have a pattern on it. So there's more trivia challenge. Are you a crochet sleuth? And then all this stuff here. So there's that. And then on the back page is where the crossword puzzle is. And you can get 20% off all digital patterns on the kindnesscompany.com. That you'd have to use the code that's at the top here. So I'm going to go ahead and fold that over. And there's this big crossword puzzle. I was trying to start this thing when I got it. I'm like, no, I'm not going to mark anything on here just yet. I might just leave them blank. I might not do anything with them. I'll figure out the answers, but I'm not going to put anything in the actual newspaper. So that's my first issue, even though it's the second issue of Crochet Nation. It is a really neat idea. I'm glad somebody did come up with this. because the magazines are obsolete or harder to find nowadays because of the internet. So, but there is a story on that, and I'll have to read it to see what it says on there. But that will be it for today's video. If you liked today's video, please give me a thumbs up. If you enjoy my content, please go ahead and hit that subscribe and then the notification bell so you're always aware of when I put out new content. I hope you all stay safe and stay crafty. Until next time, have a good one. Bye-bye.